Bible said in Obadiah chapter 1 verse 17 and 21, it said, upon Mount Zion, it said there is deliverance, there is holiness, and the sons of Jacob shall possess their possession. And then verse 21, when you are delivered, when you are made holy, when you have possessed your possession, it now said saviors shall come up from Mount Zion to judge the mountains of Esau. See, God's focus is not just for us to fill an auditorium like this and say we are doing well. Who are the people filling the auditorium? The equation is that you are brought to Zion. That's where you met Jesus. That's your idea of a crusade ground, where you encountered Jesus. That's when you were brought to Zion. It said you have come to Zion, the city of the living God. That's when you came to Zion. Then you are brought into the classrooms of Zion, which is the church. That's where you are discipled. That's where you are discipled. That's where you are made holy. That's where you receive your inheritance. But if you stop there, the circuit has not completed. After you are discipled, you are sent forth to judge the mountains of Esau. We are not to shine here, sir. We were meant to shine in the world. So it doesn't stop with 10,000 seater auditorium packed and there's nobody manifesting God in the market the next day. There's nobody manifesting God in the media. There's nobody manifesting God in government. It means something is wrong. Kings have not yet risen. Because when kings rise, they contend for territories. They establish dominion. They want to enforce the authority of God in every sphere of human endeavor. But you know what we do? We hide in church under one anointed man, and all of us are doing religion there. If you have met God, it will show. If you have entered your reality, it will show. The apostles, when they caught God, they couldn't stay in the upper room. They went out. And when they went out, the record was not the messages of the apostles. No, it was the acts. They had tangible things to demonstrate. It's called the acts. The acts, the demonstrations of the apostles. And in case you think it was because they didn't have words, they chose to use that, Paul made us understand it was deliberate. He said, when I came unto you, I did not come with excellency of speech, declaring unto you the counsel of God. I choose to know nothing among you save Christ and him crucified. My teaching and my preaching were not with enticing words of man's wisdom. They were the demonstration of the spirit and power. Where are those who will demonstrate God? Manifesting his authority. It's not about church. If all the power we see is in a vigil, all the power we see is in a church program, we don't know power. Go and read the Bible. Jesus manifested power in the market. They demonstrated power in the world, in the mountains of the world. That's where you wield your scepter. When we come here, only him is king, but we carry his dominion into the world. But why is it that we say so many lofty things in church, but when we go out we become beggars? On our jobs, in our businesses, we act like beggars. Oh, you need to see the way Christians make a mess of them. In government, in business, they talk on two sides of their mouth. You'll find a Christian in 4 years, he has shifted grounds like a puppet, and he has the audacity to say, God, all glory to God. Kings must rise. You see, the beautiful thing is, you are not trying to become a king. You have been made one. Your job is to function like one. The Bible said in Revelations 1 verse 6, giving thanks to the Father who has washed us in his blood and made us kings and priests unto the Father. And he said, to him be glory and dominion forever. He has made us. He's not making us. We have already been made kings. God is not trying to make you a king. He has made you a king. You are already a king. In 1 Peter 2:9, he said it's not only few that are kings. He said you are a chosen generation. That means the whole generation is a generation of kings. You are a royal priesthood. So we have all been made kings. But if we don't acknowledge it, then there will be an evil under the sun. He said kings are trekking. Beggars are riding on horses. You must wake up not just to the realization of the fact that you have been made king, but you must take up the responsibility to operate as one. Because if you don't, you may be a king, but you may never manifest as one. He said the heir, Galatians 4:1, is not different from a servant, even though he is Lord of all. The heir, so long as he's a child, The word child is the word nepios. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't have understanding. So he's an heir. He said, but he will function as a servant. And when an heir operates as a servant, it's an abomination on the earth. It's an evil on the earth. Some of you think evil is only when Satan is working. When you don't manifest, it's an evil on the earth. I have seen an evil on the earth. It said kings are trekking. Beggars are riding on horses. It's an evil on the earth. In Ecclesiastes 10:16, it says, woe to you, O land, if your king is a child and eats in the morning for pleasure and not for strength. It said, but blessed are ye, O land, whose prince is the noble, who eats for strength and not for pleasure. The rise of kings is now. Otherwise, our lands will be overtaken by wickedness and nobody can stand to say restore, because we don't have our scepter. You must acknowledge who you are. When you do, the power begins to flow. In Philemon 1:6, it said that the communication of your faith should become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing that is in you. You need to acknowledge that you are a king. You need to acknowledge that you are born a ruler. You need to acknowledge that you are the head and not the tail. You need to acknowledge that you are God's representative on the face of the earth. You need to acknowledge that when men see you and they don't see God, it will be difficult for them to see God any other way. That's why he sent you and I as witnesses. We are supposed to be the first point of call when people ask, who is God? And we don't just talk about him, we model him. We model him. We reflect him. We witness unto him. This is who we are. And one way to do so is operating in your kingship. You are made a king. You are not trying to be one. You have been made a king. Acknowledge it. Let the power flow. And when the power begins to flow, model it. Model it. Model it. I came to show you the mentality of kings.